Ooh, look at those beef tips over those egg noodles. Hey guys, welcome to Nana's Kitchen. Now I know it's been a few days since I've made a video because we had to take my daughter to see her boyfriend and he is in the Marines. So we've been gone for a while. So tonight I figured a nice warm delicious beef tips over noodles would be a good recipe to start with, okay? So here's what we're gonna need. Well, what you're gonna need is between 2 pound and 3 pound chuck roast, and that's what I have. You're gonna need a 12-ounce bag of wide noodles, whichever ones you want. Salt and pepper is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need 2 tablespoons of butter. You're gonna need half a cup, or about to say a fourth a cup of water. You're gonna need 3 cups of beef broth. And we're going to need some cornstarch, bay leaves, and last but not least, some ground thyme. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is cut up our meat. Okay, before I cut my meat, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my knife is nice and sharp. So I cut through the meat. Okay, now we're going to make about, you see how easy that cuts through? Probably about 1-inch pieces. Okay, we're going to turn our stove on high heat and we're going to put our butter. You can use 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm using 3 because I have a little bit more meat. Okay, so we're going to melt that and we're going to get the pan very hot. We're going to get ready to sear our beef. Okay, now our butter is melted in our pan and our pan is getting hot. What we're going to do is we're going to drop this beef into the hot butter, and we're going to let it cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. Kind of brown it. So we're going to let this cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, now our beef has cooked for 8 minutes. It's not done, but now we're going to add about 2 cups of the beef broth. Just going to flatten it down real quick. We're going to save the last cup of beef broth as it cooks down. Okay, so I'm going to save the last little bit. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put our salt in here. Put our pepper. Now we still have our heat on medium, high heat, medium, high heat. Now we're going to put our ground thyme in here. Just measure with your heart. Okay, and we're going to put probably about 3 bay leaves, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to stir this and we're going to bring this back to a boil. And then once we bring it back to a boil, we're going to put a lid on it and we're going to let it simmer for about 30 minutes. So we're going to bring it back to a boil. Okay, now we're going to turn it down on medium-low. We're going to put a lid on it and we're going to let it simmer for about 30 minutes. Okay, we've added our last cup of beef broth to our stew and it has 12 more minutes to simmer. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our pot ready for our egg noodles. So I've got our water and we're going to put a little bit of salt in it. And we will wait to cook our noodles. Okay, we're going to boil our noodles about 8 minutes. Let it come to a boil before start counting. Okay, now we're gonna take our 1/4 cup of water, cold water, and we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. I don't know if you can see. There we go. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. We're going to kind of stir it in really well. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our lid off. Ooh, look at that. Look at our beef. Our beef looks so good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our cornstarch. The lid on for about 10 more minutes. Hey guys, look at our beef tips. Ooh, with this nice gravy. Okay, I'm gonna add 1 more tablespoon of cornstarch because it's not thick enough for my likings. So I added 1/4 cup of water and 1 more tablespoon of cornstarch. So that was a total of 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with about 1/2 cup of water if you want to do that. Now that's looking more like some good gravy. All right, let's fix Daddy's plate. Ooh, look at those beef tips over those egg noodles. My goodness, y'all, we got us a little bit of broccoli with some sprinkled cheese. Okay, let's taste it and see. Ooh. Get a piece of meat. That meat's so tender. Y'all gotta try this. Nana loves you.